All right, so today we are going to show you how we make our Pharmacy lip balm. We're making wintergreen today, and it's very, very simple actually, as long as you have the four ingredients. The most important one is my beeswax, and this is what's left over. I had a cylinder probably about the size of this pie pan. And I've made a lot of beeswax lip balm already, and I still have a bunch left. So, I mean, this lasts forever. I break it up in chunks to heat it. So we use beeswax, I use coconut oil, vitamin E, and an essential oil. We're using wintergreen today. And that's it, 4 ingredients. So all you really have to do is melt this. And I do one extra step, but normally you just melt this. You add the coconut oil, melt that, which has a very low melting point. And I add about a teaspoon of vitamin E, 20 drops of wintergreen. And then I use this syringe, which is a little tricky, to fill up the lip balm containers, which I just bought off Amazon. Now, I saw somebody online that used a rubber band around there, which is a good idea. I didn't have any rubber bands, so I just used a piece of Scotch tape to keep these together. And all it does is keep it from tipping over while you're filling them. Gets a little messy. You see I put cardboard down here. You definitely got to do that. This is just crazy how messy it gets. The wax melts at a low temperature, but it also hardens at a low temperature. So as soon as you take it off the heat, it gets over everything. I just have a regular pot. You double boil this. So I get this water warm, not really boiling, and then I put the beeswax on here. Now you can see my beeswax is not really pure. I got a bunch of, actually it's probably, that might be bee shit, I don't know, on the bottom there. So I melt this first, and then I come over and I have a secondary pan with cheesecloth, and I will spill the hot liquid with the dark extrament through that over there, and then I get this pure, almost like urine colored liquid, and that's when I mix in the other products to make it. And as soon as it gets melted, you just put it in there and let it cool, and you have lip balm. That's it. And after that, you put labels on it, and this is what you end up with. It's so cool. So cool. All right, so let's start melting. All right, I wanted to talk a little bit about the coconut oil because what I'm using today, it's organic, but it's refined. My last batch, this batch here, I used organic, virgin, unrefined, which when I looked online, it seems like the only difference is that it smells more like coconut. The refining takes the coconut smell out of it. Now, I don't notice the coconut smell, so if it's not here, it's not going to be missing. That's really not important to me. This is the first time I'm using this. I'll see how it turns out. The other thing is that most of the recipes I saw showed like a 2-to-1 mixture for beeswax to coconut oil. They wanted twice as much coconut oil. So say you put 1 cup of coconut oil, you would put a half a cup of beeswax. Now, this is more than that. I'm doing like a 1-to-1 mixture. When I followed that recipe that I saw online, my lip balm came out almost like a lotion. It was really soft and not the consistency I want. But the good thing is you can add more beeswax just to make it thicker. This, like I said, you can see the back of it has still has some dirt on it. This has been refined twice. Probably could go through one more process, but I just do an additional refining, like a quick clean up here, and you'll see that here in a minute. And it seems to work fine. So I put a little bit more in here because as soon as you spill it in there, you're gonna lose probably 30 or 40% of it because it gets cold right away. You can't get it off the cheesecloth. So I'm probably going with more like a 1-to-1 mixture. So I'm doing a half a cup, a little bit more, about a half a cup of coconut oil. This is probably like 3/4 of a cup by the time it melts down, maybe a half a cup, but by the time I pour it through there, we're gonna lose some. So that's just what it is. And then I'll throw the vitamin E and the essential oil in there and we're done. That's it. So you can see as this starts to melt, all the whatever that is there. I mean, I'd like to think it's bee poop, but sediment. Yeah, my wife says sediment. So that's what we're going to take care of once it's all melted. But and I have a different pan, it cleans out. So we'll keep going. All right, so I got this boiled. You can see the byproducts there. So what I'm going to do is drain this now once this last little nugget. You can see this too. Like look at any utensils you use are going to be ruined. So you got to have bee stuff separate from everything else because you can't get it clean once you use it. So these pie pans is just what I use for the bee. Any bee project I have, that's now a bee project tool or anything I can throw away. So let me drain that and I'll show you how clean it looks then. All right, I'm going to try to do this with one hand so I can show you guys what happens. But pretty much just take this, pour it into the other pan. Now that's done. I'm going to pick this up. And now I'm just going to discard this cheesecloth, but I'll show you real quick what it looks like. See, look at all the stuff I got out of there. But you can see all the wax that was left behind too. This is what I got. Look how clean that looks. So this is my second pie. I'm going to have to remelt this, but after this melts, we'll add the other products. You see how quick it's melting? And then we'll put it in our tubes. All right, so I added the half a cup of coconut oil. Now adding about, let's say a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more of vitamin E. And then we just have the essential oil, which I bought online from Amazon. And I really love this company. So, now they're saying you put, I don't know how you measure this. I've heard anywhere between 10 and 20 drops. I like a little bit more. This is what gives it the little tang. So I've made 2 or 3 batches and you can see how much I have left there. Give a little bit more. Bam, bam, bam. For emerald. And that's it. And then I'm going to show you once this all melts, we'll stir it together and we will put it in our tubes. That's it. Okay, so now we're ready to take this liquid and put it into our jars. I use a syringe, which I don't know if I recommend or not. We got it for something we got for our dog. The problem with this is once it gets cold, it gets clogged up really easily. But all you have to do is push it in there. Oop, and that happens. You get a little spurt once in a while because it's warm. There's not really a good seal on there, but you just fill them up. That's it. Okay, so this is what we got. I filled up the tubes with my syringe. As they cool, they get cooler or yellow. That's still hot. These are cooler. And all I do is this. I'm telling you, this wax is just such a mess. So this is the first pan where it has all the bee crap in it. I heat it back up and then I'll wipe it out with a paper towel real quick. As soon as it's hot, it gets cleaner. Even though I wipe this out, I mean, you can still see on there. So I'll probably heat this up a couple times just to get that stuff out of there. It's really a messy project. And anything I had left, I just threw in here. So that'll cool. That's from my last batch there, but this is it. So don't forget to smash up that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Thank you. All right, before I finish this video out, I just want to give you an idea on the cost because this really isn't cheap, which is kind of funny because I give this stuff away. But the coconut oil, probably between $15 and $20, but you get to use it for a lot. These little tubes, this one's full because I don't have any left. I bought a little bit better one. I like the salmon color for some reason. You can get them. They're about $12.
Really?
This, $12 for 50 of them. You can get them for $10 for 100, but I don't know. Look how nice they look. It's pretty cool. The vitamin E oil, $8. And that goes a really long way. I've probably made 100 tubes now, and I haven't even touched that. I bought this on Amazon. This is a new company. The essential oils are $7, $8. I've gotten several kinds. I've gotten tangerine, wintergreen, vanilla. I gotten some one I didn't like, but they're like $7. I bought these sheets, which are actually lip balm tubes. You see that little tab on there? It's like a safety tab, so you know that it's taken. These were $12, and you can just download whatever logo or you want on there. I even put the flavor on the side. And my son and his girlfriend made these. It's just incredible. It makes it so much better. And then the final thing is the beeswax. That cost me like $1,000. That's the tough one. Without the beeswax, you can't do anything. But I think you can buy pellets online for, I don't know, probably $20 or $30. But I did it the hard way. I bought the bees and made it myself. So that's it. What do you think, Bella? That's what I thought.